I bring a message from your master, Marcus Licinius Crassus, commander of Italy. By command of his most merciful excellency, your lives are to be spared. Slaves you were, and slaves you remain. But the terrible penalty of crucifixion has been set aside on the single condition that you identify the body or the living person of the slave called
QAnon. I'm 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 QAnon. 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 I'm QAnon. I'm QAnon. I'm QAnon. I'm QAnon. I'm QAnon. 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 I'm QAnon. Welcome and all American Kartel members, Anons, Facebook friends, Instagram followers, random YouTube viewer, thanks for joining me. My name is Julio Hawkes and I am the Theorizing Theorist, also known as El Capitan of this here cartel. Today we're going to be going over this whole the White House is empty deal. Now, I know we've been kind of covering the shadow presidency of Donald Trump. I know the last video was banned in the United States and Canada, so not going to remake it. It's its own piece now, so I'm going to have to kind of just move on, but I'm going to keep it in my head that not everybody saw that video. So if you could figure out a way, if you have one of those cool apps that lets you cruise the web anonymously from wherever you want, please do so and check that video out. But today, like I said, or on this video at least, we're going to be going over if the White House is empty, what is your take on what that actually means? So we all know what Citizen Man Reloaded thinks or believes. Please go check out Citizen Man Reloaded on YouTube. He is a thriving YouTuber and is very, very knowledgeable and does his research, does his homework, and he gives you the best theories possible, the available, let's just say. But I found a cool theory here I wanted to go over. So let's read a couple of these first. Don't know, been wondering about that for a while. One thing is for certain, it's deliberate. These are deliberately laid clues, not accidents or oversights. Two possibilities that I can think of. It's the Truman Show production team winding down the government to show us the whole thing was always theater. Or two, they're winding down politics to make sure or to make way for a technocracy, however you pronounce that. I'm not sure which one it is. Two is creepier, but I don't think they have the technology in place to run a full Black Mirror technocracy. So it could be option one. I believe that the Capitol is empty and being protected from foreign invasion. If the 50,000 Chinese that were killed had been able to infiltrate DC, which is the same as a foreign country, they could claim the land as their own. We cannot let that happen. It also appears that there were children being held underground below the White House in tunnels and have been rescued. I don't believe the White House will ever be used again and should be leveled. Now, there was some very ominous videos out about the White House and the tunnels, and they had these smoke billowing out from on the ground, and it was really weird. People were thinking that it was proof of the operations going on in these DUMBs, deep underground military bases that are believed to be under the White House. So somebody says it matches Joe's head or whatever that means, and then Is that from Q? I'm wary of his info, but it might be that events of that scale have taken place. I'm still 90% skeptical, but right now it seems like Jen Psaki is fronting for the whole government. Now, it's funny about this whole QAnon deal. I still am an anon, of course. I still am Where We Go On, We Go All, affiliate, however you want to cut it. I love the movement, I love the cause, and I do believe the probability of it being true are very high. Very high. But I don't give anything 100% stamp of approval because that only goes to my God, and as it should be for y'all. So anyway, in other words, I'm one of those type of people that just likes to sit on the fence, right? Wake Up the Masses program to show how evil the arrested ones are / were. So no war happens when everything is announced. They are all arrested and dead anyway. And then, actually, number one actually scares me more, not because it was always theater. I tend to believe that was always the case. But why now are they releasing that secret? It has a nothing left to lose fuck it vibe to it that is always frightening. And I agree with that 100%. And yet, there are still those ostriches refusing to pull their heads out of the sand. A few who did just opted to stick their heads up their own asses after the hole in sand filled in. My gut tells me the White House will be a museum in the future. And I feel this person has some insider information because somebody else mentions it becoming a museum. And with it being named the White House and this whole new deal going on with this woke society, and I just feel like White House is going to be problematic, and they're going to explain that and explain why Biden isn't there because he doesn't believe in the White House, I guess. So you are living in La La Land, buddy. And here, check this out. This is an image, propaganda from supporters of Iranian-backed Shiite militias in Iraq, captioned, "America will be destroyed by Trump, God willing." Now, the Chinese are supposedly have entered the United States through underground tunnels from Canada, and they are poised to infiltrate Washington, D.C. through the Capitol. But what it seems like has happened is the military has secured the Capitol, the actual White House, and made it a jail. Pretty much a funnel, one of those bottlenecked kill zone deals where if they try to come up through the bunkers of the military, you remember seeing the Pence and all those people scurrying off into the bunkers down in the ground. It's probably where the Chinese military was hanging out, waiting to pop up. But I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But yeah, they believe that the 50,000 Chinese, they were going to come up from under it, and that's why we put up those barricades that were facing inwards to keep people in, because in case any of these Chinese people broke out, it's just another barrier to keep them at bay, let's just say. So it has a nothing to lose vibe about it. I agree, but it doesn't look like nothing to lose because we've won. And I agree with that too. It might be the whole operation is winding down, but let's see. We've been wrong before. Now, you might have been wrong before. I don't know. I've never claimed anything to be factual, so it's kind of hard to be wrong in that aspect. So Biden is the pretender in chief. I like that one. We're going to skim down here to the ones I wanted to show you. There's this one that was really explanatory. It almost felt like Citizen Man came here to explain it. Let's see if I could find it. Do you see it's going to be a museum in the future? It's not empty. People are saying that it's not empty, which I don't believe. So here's the one I wanted to read. If we assume the White House is empty, then it's a logical step to assume the Capitol and the Supreme Court are empty. Now, I like what he's doing. If we assume the White House, so he's not picking either or side, but he's willing to go down these rabbit holes. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a way to be able to pluck yourself out of the rabbit holes. Now, granted, you got to get deep into the rabbit holes to see all the ways you can go. So guessing like this is almost like remote viewing, remote theorizing. I just created that. Remote theorizing is what this guy's doing. So I believe that Joe Biden is president of the bankrupt USA Corporation. All of DC, which belonged to the corporation, is in bankruptcy. Since they have no money, they can't do anything but flail around. Effective January 20th, 2021 at 11:59 a.m., the U.S. corporation declared bankruptcy in London. Joe was sworn in earlier, but it didn't count. They had to re-swear him in at 12 noon. Trump's signature will be on all stimulus checks, not Biden. His corporation is broke. Now, that is, I believe, not true. Now, I've gone through it in the last video, which y'all didn't see, but pretty much I believe these checks were all a hoax. Nobody ever received any check, paper check, with even the Trump memo part, but especially not with any signature. Now, people that were waiting for their paper check, 98% of them got a letter in the mail with Donald Trump's signature on it, and it explained to them pretty much in layman's terms, you're not getting a check. Give us your bank account information or we're going to send you a debit card. Photos galore of this letter all over Facebook and Twitter, but these checks that people supposedly, or, you know, I don't know, supposedly got, you can't find a single photo on Facebook, on anywhere, because nobody ever got those checks. Now, some people Photoshop some checks together, especially like ABC, CBS, to talk shit about our commander-in-chief. But as far as like a local or a person getting that check and saying, hey, look, here's the check, and they rip it up, or here's the check, thank you, Trump, you're the hero. None of that happened. Not once. Now, you could probably find maybe once, right? I couldn't, but maybe you could find one or two incidences, right, where people are, but those are staged. You understand? Faked propaganda, because you should have, just like the letters that actually did go out with the signature of Trump, you had thousands of people posting the photo and thousands of people showing the picture of their off their camera, you know, of the letter that they just got in the mail, but not a single person. No, everybody got sent pictures of their ballots even. People were putting up pictures of their ballots, right? So people we know will put up photos of this stuff, but not a single check. Now, another thing I was thinking is these checks would be very valuable. Some of these people that make $150,000 a year, let's just be honest, a lot of people didn't lose their jobs, were making fist over fist on cash, and were bringing home these checks from Trump. A lot of them had the opportunities on hanging on to these Trump checks, signed or memoed or whatever you want to call it, and being able to eBay them later as, at the minimum, the value of the check, but if not way more, as it is a historical document in a sense, especially with Trump's signature, or even with the memo. But again, I reaffirm, I don't think any of that happened. So let's continue. So now what? FEMA and the DHLS are in charge. Trump had enough evidence to prove that the election results were a fraud and that both the judicial branch and the congressional branch are compromised. Trump will be, Trump will be sworn in as the president of the Constitutional Republic of the United States, if he has not already been, and we has shit tons of gold in our treasury. The Vatican had to fork over all their gold or risk the truth about them coming out. Thus why they are begging for money now. They are broke, and they are begging for money now. And it does seem like they are broke. But I don't understand why they would cut them a deal in a sense, and you know, at the risk of the truth about them coming out, you know, like, I just don't understand that part. But anyway, I think this whole Operation Warp Speed is just about over. There is no deadly virus. The virus is the cabal of bankers and Wall Street and foreign entities trying to destroy our republic. They may cause more damage on their way out. Think long and hard about taking the vaccine. It's not what you have been told. Could they crash the stock market? Absolutely. Could they drive people to insanity? Yes. Turn off the news media. They are lying, thieving scumbags. Everything is fake or staged to get you upset. Turn it off. Hang on for just a few more days, or possibly a couple of weeks, I think. When everything goes down, our communications will be severed. If you have a cell phone, you may get an alert. Pass it on to others by word of mouth. We will be informed of what has taken place, and all of their lives will be known. It's coming, and nothing can stop it. Just be prepared with a few days of food and water in case service is disrupted. The best is yet to come. I have no receipts to show you. You are going to have to contemplate what I have said. And I love that. Does it ring true? Ooh, I love that. And I didn't fully read this whole comment, so my reactions are pure. So anyway, we all know something's not right. I believe I am correct, and I believe you are correct too, sir. I by no means think I know it all. This operation has been going on in the background for years. It is so complicated and involved, we may never understand the half of it. I've been following this type of stuff for 30 years, and this is my educated guess of what is happening. Now, weren't we just talking about educated guesses in the last video? And I know some of y'all haven't seen that, but that's funny. I believe I am correct. Be kind to those that are still sleeping. They will need us to explain what has been going on without our knowledge. It's bad, folks. I know that most of you on here know the implications. Multiply that by 1,000-fold, and then you're getting close. Everything will be explained, and the truth will set us free. So that's all I wanted to show you as far as that. Now, let me stop this part of it, and then we'll dive into the next part, which is if Donald Trump is running the show, he has saved 20,000 children. He has pulled them out of the clutches of the deep state. So let's go to that. All right, so now depending on what theory you believe in, there's some conflicting theories going about, and I talked about it on my last video, but like I said, since some of y'all weren't able to see that, let's go ahead and brush up on it again. Two conflicting theories being that Biden is the president, and the other one being that Trump is the president. Now, within those theories, we have option A, which is Trump is running a shadow presidency in contradiction to Biden's official presidency, or is it Trump is running a shadow presidency using Biden as a puppet to get things done with the least amount of resistance? You get what I'm saying? So if you notice now, these Democrats or these people are now protesting against not Donald Trump, Joe Biden, for his immigration situation with all these kids at the borders and all this stuff that's going on at the borders, right? And it's quite surprising to me to see Antifa or whoever these people are protesting Biden. Like I explained to you in an earlier theory, that we're going to join forces. At the end of the day, nobody wants to see children in cages. Nobody believes in fascism. Nobody is a Nazi here. We all hate Nazis. We all believe black children and black people don't deserve to die by anybody, even police. We just believe that all lives matter. You get what I'm saying? It's really nitpicking and picking at hairs here. In reality, we're all on the same team and we're all rooting for the same thing, but somebody drew a line in the sand and said, everybody on that side, that's your enemy, and everybody on this side, you get what I'm saying? So not to sway too far from what we're trying to talk about. So the theories that are conflicting here is, at least in regards to the children, I'm conflicted, because I want to hope that in reality, Trump and his shadow presidency have lured, have put out bait, let's just say, or have gotten these coyotes with these children locked up in cages at the border, released. He's gotten these coyotes to release them in the sense of they think it is now safe to cross into the United States with these minors that have no parents, apparently. And they're now walking them across blatantly and brazenly. And you're going to see that here in a video coming up I'm about to show you. And I want you to pay attention in this video to all the people that are crossing and understand that Mexican women are child traffickers too, believe it or not. So please be sure to subscribe and check out the description below to donate to the channel, and I'll catch you at the end of this video, so let's check it out. Now,
for all of the right reasons. It's because Americans need to see it. We're going to show it to you right now because the Biden administration, they don't want you to see it. Before I do, if you're new here, tap the red button down below to subscribe, then hit the notification bell when you do. And always remember, you can access Next News Network's ad-free, uncensored bonus content and exclusive interviews at nextnewsnetwork.com. Now, this is from nickadamsusa.com. They report that video footage was captured of migrants waiting in a massive line crossing the Rio Grande River by raft from Mexico going into Texas. The video footage we're about to show you is credited to tripwires and triggers, and it was shared widely on TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. Epoch Times journalist Charlotte Culberson tweeted out the footage from her account, and here it is.
Hola, hola. Buenas tardes, buenas tardes.
¿Buen camisa, señor? ¿Buen camisa?
¿No la encontré arriba?
Do you ever hook those guys up? Yeah. Right, 26s.
Oh yeah, 26.
Hola, hola, ¿cómo está? Mm-hmm.
With the family and said, you can't pull it back. You're just going to be in a tug of war with me, and I'm going to wait.
Right.
Honestly, like.
Hola, buenos días. Buenas tardes, ¿cómo andan? Pásale por ahí. Camiones ahí.
Cuídate.
Señor, regresamos a la estación, ¿ok? Ok, ahí vamos a aventar los demás. Está bien. Ahora.
Wow. Stunning video right there. My heart sincerely goes out to those people. They're trying to come to this country for a better life. The small children, the babies, the mothers. But they're not doing it the right way. And it's sad that they are willing to risk their lives to come here. But this is now Biden's America, and the red carpet has been rolled out. They state here that the smuggler can clearly be seen and heard on the video communicating with members in the line calmly as they proceed to help dozens of migrants cross the river. The viral footage is being released at a time when the Biden administration is being accused of ignoring a massive crisis at the border by members across the aisle. Now, they state that it's unclear just how many migrants are currently crossing the border during the ongoing crisis that the administration is failing to recognize. I'm sure this is not going to be the last video we're going to see of this type of situation. Again, my heart goes out to those people who are looking for a better life, but this is not the way to do it. And the Biden administration is clearly not addressing the crisis, putting these people in harm's way. When they go ahead and they roll out the red carpet, they're inviting disaster. They're inviting these people to risk their lives, putting themselves in harm's way. Wow. Share this report. We'll see you at the next one for the Next News Network. I'm Gary Franchi. I hope you enjoyed that report. Let's talk about those power outages. Now, they've nearly doubled in the last 3 years. The average American now experiences a power outage that lasts at least 7.8 hours per year, which is double from 2016. This is why I highly recommend the Power light bulb. This little guy, we had a problem at our house. The power went out. The generator didn't kick in, but this thing turned on. It works like a normal light bulb, but they're self-charging and have backup emergency batteries inside that automatically keep your house lit when a power outage is detected. So get the Power light bulb for up to 67% off by going to powerlightbulb.com. That's powerlightbulb.com, or just visit the link below. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi.
You possess the power to impact the global narrative. Please share this report, and to get more videos like this, become a Next News subscriber by clicking the link below. Thank you for watching.
So believe what you want, but I'm hoping that Trump is actually saving these kids and these people, walking all these people over, thinking the doors are wide open, and they're like, finally, we can get rid of these kids we've been hanging on to for 4 years. They're walking into a trap, I'm hoping. But the alternative theory, which is what leaves me conflicted, is that these children are being devoured by Team Biden and all of his swamp rats, and that's just that. I worry that that's the case, of course, But, you know, I don't know what else to do but to keep track of these people. Now, we found out in the last video, you'll see, if you're able to see it, that the person running Homeland Security and is in charge of all these orphans and these minors, 20,000 of them to be exact. By the end of this month, there will be 20,000 minors and children at the border. And I don't know, it's just... it just seems that this guy is bad news. He's an Obama affiliate, a Bush affiliate. He went to Haiti. He was in charge of bringing back and securing orphans and children that had no parents to the United States and placing them in foster care. Now, he's doing the same thing to these kids. He's shuffling them and funneling them around to foster care. But I wonder if he wasn't being used as kind of like part of the bait, you know, like all these coyotes saw that this attorney general, whatever, secretary, whatever of the Homeland Security is in charge again, they feel safe again. So let's go ahead and especially with their intel that they probably have whispering in their ears saying, hey, we're good to go. Go ahead and take them across. We got buyers already lined up. And hopefully they're finding a Trump military sitting there. So very interesting stuff we covered today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please be sure to check the description below for ways to donate to the channel. PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. It's the only way we are able to keep this show running. You guys are our sponsors, so thank you for that. You guys always want to remain anonymous, it seems. Some of you don't mind if I give you some credit, which I love to do, but also be sure to subscribe to the channel, like, share, follow, make sure you're commenting down in the comments below. And as always, you guys know the routine. To God be the glory.